On March 11th, Chapter 35 was revealed to be Tokyo Ghoul, and its PTB released. Originally, I was going to make a theory video discussing the leaks and rumors around this chapter, since for those who were lucky enough to avoid the leaks, it was known for a while that Ken Kaneki would be coming to Dead by Daylight. I had the script written, but long story short, it didn't get made in time. I'll show that script now for those curious though. Pause if you want to read the full thing. Back to the chapter itself though, I can't exactly theorize what Chapter 35 is anymore, but that doesn't mean there's nothing to talk about. More specifically, I'd like to go over a few reasons why this collab could be pretty big for DBD, such as future licenses and even popularity. Let's begin by talking about the former. Tokyo Ghoul is obviously an anime, originally a manga. Because of this, we could see a lot more anime collabs moving forward. We have already had one in the past for this game, Attack on Titan, but that was just a store collection. This is a fully fledged chapter, albeit a killer-only one. And if it does well, it'll open a lot of doors moving forward. Stuff like Jujutsu Kaisen, Death Note, and Chainsaw Man will be a lot more likely. Even other Japanese licenses like The Grudge will have higher chances too, at least in my opinion. But there's one key part there, if it does well. Before I move on to the next part of this video, I'd like to give a sort of PSA. If you want collabs with any of the licenses I listed before, and even other anime, you want this chapter to be successful. Even if you don't like Tokyo Ghoul, even a little bit. It may not guarantee them either which way, but this chapter doing well will definitely increase their chances. And I say this as someone who fits that perfectly. I'm not even remotely into Tokyo Ghoul, but Jujutsu Kaisen, Death Note, and Chainsaw Man are all shows I love. So I really want this chapter to do well, and I think you should too. Next, there's the matter of popularity. This may seem like an odd inclusion to some of you. Before the PTB, it would have been for me too. But there's a few things that point to this chapter garnering decent attention for Dead by Daylight. First, a post made by Dweet on Twitter for the Killer's Mori got 35,000 likes. That's more than any other Killer Mori they've posted. Second, the tweet that officially revealed this collab got 56,000 likes. And using this list by Dweet as a source, it's their 4th most popular tweet of all time. Last but not least, this is, as I mentioned prior, the first ever anime chapter, an entire genre with undeniable popularity. Tokyo Ghoul in specific is no small part of that genre. In fact, even going from Dead by Daylight's release, this horror anime has been googled a good bit more than DBD. Granted, this is by no means a definite measure of popularity, but it's not a bad point regardless. It's also important to keep in mind that this game is incredibly popular in Japan, and Tokyo Ghoul is obviously most relevant there. In short, there's a couple signs that point to this collab being pretty successful, not to mention the license is popular in and of itself. So while we will just have to wait and see, I'm thinking this chapter will be pretty good for the game's player base. Before I end off today's video, there's one last thing I'd like to discuss. I saved it for the end because it isn't directly caused by this chapter per se, and more so continued by it. Killer powers. Dead by Daylight can obviously be pretty hit or miss when it comes to these. Whether that's a case of fun, playing as, going against, or both, and or strength varies by case. But lately, they've been on a pretty significant hot streak, ever since Unknown. Obviously, this is very subjective, at least in terms of fun. But unless I'm mistaken, my opinion is shared by the majority of the player base. Sure, Houndmaster was incredibly buggy on release, but she's pretty good now. And the Ghoul is no exception to this. While I do want to play him some more to properly form my opinion, he might just be my favorite killer since Wesker. That's an incredibly high bar, considering he's my favorite killer in the entire game. All this to say, the future's looking pretty bright for killer powers if the streak continues. Personally, I'm hoping it keeps up until FNAF at least. This same logic also applies to other areas for new killers, such as good voice lines, Moris, overall animations, and so on. Maybe it's just recency bias, but Ken Kaneki's Mori might honestly be one of my all-time favorites. To summarize, the Tokyo Ghoul chapter is a continuation in a very good and relatively long-running streak for killer quality, with no signs of stopping anytime soon. Let's just hope I didn't jinx anything. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. It takes no time at all, is absolutely free, and helps me out a ton. Plus, only 5% of people who watch my videos are actually subscribed, so I'd really appreciate it. If you have anything to say about the video, the theory itself, or you just want to say hi, feel free to leave a comment. I respond to pretty much all of them. And if you really want to show your support, consider becoming a channel member. For just $3 a month, you get a bunch of perks. In fact, you could have seen this video early if you were a member. On that note, massive thank you to Standard Swag and Mario Blue, currently my only 2 channel members. But regardless, I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.